What's going on, guys? Doc Genzo here with another deck profile of the top 4 at the 1K event in Ruston, Louisiana. Today, don't know why I said the location. Today we got Luis.
Hello.
With, what deck did you play today?
Bro, mi amigos.
Rumi and me. What does that mean?
Prank kids.
Prank kids.
Yep.
All right. Those dastardly kids, those meddling kids.
Yeah.
This is the one video that I will not be upset about having to edit with prank kids because they just love the. Oh, we got a special guest here.
This is one of our new players.
Judge.
I'm a judge. I'm not a player, but this is one of our new yugioh players for our local. So
Got some cake sauce on your shirt.
Let's save that for later. It's a snack.
Not sponsored by Cane's.
Not
It's Chick-fil-A sauce too. I just ruined that whole thing. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, let's get into the profile.
Okay, so I played 2 Roxys, 3 Dropsies, 3 Lampsies, and 3 Fancies.
All right, standard builds I see usually run about 3 Roxys. Why'd you decide on only 2?
I'm playing a 42 card build, and I'm not playing the polys, the polymerization. So I really don't want to see that many prank kids monsters. So that's basically why.
All right.
And then I'm running 14 hand traps. A lot of people hate that, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Survive, man.
So 3 Ash, 3 Effect Veilers. Honestly, Effect Veilers is one of the best cards. You can use it multiple times per turn, and it just kind of stops turns.
For sure.
Okay, 3 Lancia, also a heavy impact card.
Brigade into Cry Brigade.
Yep. And 2 Bell. Honestly, I would cut the bells. They did nothing for me today, other than setting it for not dying that turn. And I'd probably play DD Crows.
All right. And what makes you want to run Veiler over something like, say, Gamma that actually destroys the monster?
For me, when I draw the driver, it's not just about me having a dead card in hand. It also gets me in a mood where I'm already frustrated. So it gives me a lot more to not run it and not put myself in that situation where I'm going to get frustrated than what it gives me if I run it.
I will be honest with you, man. I do not play Gamma for the exact same reason.
Yeah, it just gets
drawing that driver just is like like the worst card I could have drawn.
Sometimes it's not that bad game wise, but in state of mind, it gets me off that game. That's why I don't.
And also the Veiler lets you do it multiple times a turn as well, which is also nice.
Yeah, you can't do it in battle, but to be honest, if you're gonna Veiler him at the right time, they're not gonna even go into battle. And then I also play the 6th Veiler, Infinite Impermanence. I hardly ever use it setting it. I just keep it in hand and try to use it. If you go off and uninterrupted, well then you set it. Always set it in the middle row, just because people sometimes don't read that and activate cards in the middle row. And my
happened to me this past weekend for sure.
Yep. And that 15 kind of hand trap is Pancratops. It helps bait your opponent's things. If they're gonna try to negate something and you drop in Spanish we call them pancracio. If you drop a pancracio, then they have to respond something because you know you're gonna get rid of it, and it baits them. Also, it's very good against like Mystic Mine and
yeah, I've been
cards
playing like. I got back into it whenever Pancratops was still being played. I am still never used to seeing him dropped on me, and it's just like, oh, that's something I gotta answer.
Yeah, it's a one-of. You don't see it that much, and people don't usually expect it. But if you got room in your deck, I think everyone should play it just because it baits out.
It is 2,600 for free as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a big body. Okay, so those are my hand traps. And then for my spells, I'm playing, well, basically 4 Prank Kids Place. It's self-explanatory.
Gets a monster on activation.
I didn't see it that much today, and when I saw it, I used it more as a bait than actually me needing to resolve this card. But you have to play it, you know, you can't.
Do you find the boost effect that most people, including myself, always forget about to be useful?
It's useful more than for the boost itself. to chain block your opponent, right? Yeah, the 500 obviously it works, it's good, but it's not as good as being able to chain block your opponent. That's what they can have an Appaloosa on board, and if you put your chain in a way that they're not going to be able to respond to anything.
I see.
Yep.
Nice.
And then the other three of is Pandemonium. It's self-explanatory.
So good.
I don't play Super Poly or Polymerization just because I want to, all the cards I draw, I want them to be able to do something by themselves, and this card doesn't do something by themselves. So if I put Super Poly or if I put Polymerization in the deck, I'm going to have 6 to 9 cards that are not going to work good by themselves. And then to Prinket's Prank, you don't really need to see this card a lot, and then once you activate it, it kind of stays there the whole duel. So you don't really need
the opponent really likes to answer to, for sure.
Yeah, they don't like to answer to it, but if you get to where you're playing 6 to 8 turns, it's gonna give you it's gonna give you enough advantage.
It gives you a lot of value. Yes.
Yeah, and you have to play it, but I don't like it at 3. And then I play 2 Pot of Desires. So
why not any other pots?
I just like Pot of Desires. From where I'm standing, looking at it at a statistic point, it really has no bad side to it, right? So you banish 10. I've never banished 3 of 1 card. So, and that's probably not going to happen ever. And the only card that you're going to banish that you don't want to banish all 3 of them is Pandemonium. Even if you have 1 with Prinket's Prank, you can just recycle it, or with you don't need any other pot.
Alright.
And then my one-ofs is 1 Instant Fusion. I didn't see it once today, but when you do see it, it wins you game.
Yeah, it's so free.
Before this tournament, I've never lost a game where I've used an Instant Fusion. It just wins you games. But at the same time, I didn't see it today, and I didn't really need it that much. The deck played good by itself. And Llamado por la Tumba, Called by the Grave. Well, it just gets you places. It gets your combo going. If your opponent starts, they usually have 1 to 2 interactions in your turn, and some of them involve the grave, so this helps out. And then I was gonna play another 3 hand traps, but I decided for Solemn Strike, just because at the moment I feel that the game state is usually so simple that 1 negate as a Solemn Strike is enough to stop a turn. So that's why I decided to play it. Plus I wanted something other than Infinite Impermanence to set when I was going first.
And why not TC Boo?
Honestly, I don't have access to it. If I had access to it, I probably wouldn't play it. I don't know. In this deck, if you get hand trap, you usually have something to keep going, or you have enough hand traps or enough back row to when you're gonna pass turn, and then on their turn you're gonna stop their turn. So you don't really in a way, it's kind of a win more card, because it is gonna give you more cards, but that doesn't guarantee you're gonna keep going. You might just draw into more hand traps or into more back row, which you probably already have. You're not gonna need more of. The one card I would probably not main but side is Forbidden Droplets. Just when you're going second, it's a very good card. But I don't have access to them. Yeah, they're expensive. I don't want to spend the money.
You're not alone, for sure, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the extra deck.
Okay, so in my extra deck, I'm just basically playing a lot of Prankets cards. The only thing I would add to the extra deck is Access Code Talker. Again, I don't have, I'm not paying what it's worth, so. And
especially with a reprint, it's so close.
Yeah, and you only need it in very specific occasions. So I'm playing 3 Meow Meow. You have to play it. It's the starter.
She made the deck super good.
She made the deck playable. Well, not playable, but she made the deck to where you don't have to play those bricks like Polymerization. I know Pac got top with polymerization, but I don't like it. It doesn't work for me.
Alrighty.
To Bow Wow Bark, I just didn't have what else to play, so I played 2 of them. And in testing, I got to a point where maybe 1 out of every 4 matches, or 2 out of every 4 matches, I was needing the second one, so I just decided to put it
From the
in.
matches I've seen, if he survives to the end of your opponent's turn and you get that tribute to get 2 back, that's just setting you up for next crazy plays next turn.
Yeah, usually as soon as your opponent normal summons, as soon as you know they're not going to gamma you or imperm you, you use his effect to, like, you know, gain advantage. But yeah, if he survives, you have so much advantage. And then 2 Doodle Doo. I was debating playing 3 and then 1 Bow Wow Bark, but I think 2 and 2 is perfect. I've never needed more than 2, especially when you have Prank Kids Prank that just at the end of a turn you're just gonna recycle them.
Alright.
And then I played one of this guy. This tournament I didn't use him once, but he does come up. You usually play some rogue decks, especially like at the beginning of the tournaments, and he always comes into, you know, you can use him there. But this tournament I didn't need him, so, but you know, you always have to have him. And then you also have to have the 2 Nightmare Buddies, you know. They just
Floodgate Deniers.
Yeah, Floodgate Deniers, and plus, I mean, they just help you get rid of things that, you know, are bothering you. And then I played 2 Battle Butlers. Without a doubt, it's the best card in the extra deck. It's the card you want to go into on every duel, and it's a Raigeki with a 3,000 body, so who's not gonna like it? And then I played 1 of each of the smaller fusions. The water one didn't come up except when I was under rivalry and I needed to have Aquas on field to, you know, be able to chip away at my opponent's life points, and he comes up always. I don't play 2 just because if he comes up and he's stopped, you're probably not going to do anything past him, and by the end of the turn you're just going to recycle him, so you don't really are ever going to need to, unlike Doodle Doo or Bow Wow Bark, where in their case if you summon Doodle Doo and they Valor you, then you can summon another one to just use the second effect. And then my last card was a totally awesome. It comes up sometimes. It's a good play for your second turn. And, well, you know, what can I say? It's just an Omni Negate. The only thing I would change is add an access code talker.
Alrighty. And that was Prank Kids with our special guest Luis here. Anything you want to leave the people with before you sign off here?
Well, I'd just like to say hi to my buddies in Mexico in Ciudad Mante. And, well, thank you to you guys. I had never been to the store, but everyone's so nice and it was a fun tournament.
Alright.
A lot of high level play. That's something that's weird to like find in just some locals.
And we appreciate having you, man. Look forward to seeing you top a lot more tournaments. This is Doc Genzo and Luis signing off, guys. Have a good one.